But right now, let's, of course, switch gears and move to our next topic, which, of course, is Abia State, where the Abia State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has affirmed its stance on the suspension of Adolphus Wabara, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party's Board of Trustees, despite being a prominent figure in the party. Wabara's suspension remains in effect due to allegations of engaging in anti-party activities. This development is the latest in a series of internal conflicts plaguing the PDP. Now, Nigeria's primary opposition party, the party's governors and stakeholders have previously shown support for Wabara, but the Abia State chapter's decision to uphold his suspension indicates a deeper divide within the party. This suspension has significant implications for Wabara's role in the party and may impact the PDP's overall strategy in the upcoming polls. Well, joining me right now is Abraham Amah. He's the chairman of Abia State PDP. Thank you for your time, sir.
It is my pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
It's great to have you on the program, sir. Let me start by asking you. You suspended Chief Adolphus Wabara from the party over anti-party activities. I would like to ask you specifically, what are these anti-party activities that your chapter feels, is enough for him not to be a member of the party?
Well, as I speak to you, our action was based in good faith. I say so because the state executive of the party in Abia State chapter will not just wake up to suspend anybody. We did that to save the soul of the party. We did that to save the soul of the party. And I must tell you that there are reasons. Senator Wabara, sometime in October 2023, did publicly announce to the public that the governor, a Labour Party, a governor who was elected on the platform of the Labour Party has done well, and that his second term is guaranteed. And as the chairman of the BOT of our party, a body that should be considered by our constitution to be the #1 advisors to the National Working Committee and to NEC, for him to make that type of a statement, that insinuation is not only embarrassing. That statement is not only embarrassing to our party, that statement has affected our party negatively. We don't expect him as the chief marketing officer of the People's Democratic Party in Nigeria to take action that will demarket the party only for him to begin to market another party. That statement was widely publicized by the media, electronic media, print media, and the new media. And today, Wabara, the former BOT chairman, is not denying the fact that he did that. So for the state working committee sat together with the state executive committee of the party and reviewed the whole matter. We have extended several invitations to him. We have told him to apologize. We wanted to give him a soft landing at some point in time. He refused. And it was just necessary that as a party that we do the right thing, because any organization without discipline will not do well. And there is something, an insinuation which I want to correct. You said that the national said they are not in tandem with what we have done. There is nothing like that. Our constitution is very, very clear. If the state executive committee of the party suspend any member of the party, the matter can only go to the National Working Committee by way of appeal. By way of appeal. But we saw a situation whereby by 1 p.m. on Tuesday, the former chairman of the Board of Trustees was suspended, and 3-4 hours later, Debo, the National Publicity Secretary, was issuing a statement telling the world that what we did was wrong and that is not acceptable to the National Working Committee. And it is in our public record that our National Working Committee have not met in the last 3 months. And that is why Debo's claim cannot be substantiated with any footage, visual footage or any kind of footage where the National Working Committee sat and take that decision. The decision where the State Executive Committee of Abia PDP suspended the former BOT chairman has footage here and there which can even be assessed from from the social media.
Okay. I mean, you've given a bit of background to all of this, and you said that the reason why he's been suspended is because he sort of endorsed or worked with another party. Endorsed according to you. But some would also look at this scenario and look at what is going on with the former governor of Rivers State, who is now the minister of the FCT, who also claims to be a member of your party, but works with the ruling party, which is an opposition. And yet, nothing has happened. So, do we have a situation of double standards here?
Now, listen. You have just mentioned the former governor of Rivers State, the minister of FCT. There is something I want to put very, very clear. Right from the First Republic, Second Republic, and even the Third Republic, and even the Fourth Republic, we have seen over these years the government at the center trying to form a government of national unity, and then they will engage the services of members of other political parties to work in their government. That is not a sufficient reason to allude that that person is working against the interests of his party.
How is that not a sufficient reason, sir?
If anybody
I'm sorry, because Nigerians are watching. How is that not a sufficient reason? Someone made a statement endorsing another party, and another is working for the opposition. How is that not sufficient, sir?
No, listen. So, listen, there are two distinctions. Number one, let's take it from the retail level. The former governor of Rivers State is not from Abia State. He has no business with Abia PDP. He is not within our jurisdiction. It is not our place to discipline anybody who does not fall within our jurisdiction. That is number one. The former chairman, the suspended chairman, former BOT chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Adolphus Wabara, is not only a member of PDP, but he is a member of Abia State Executive Committee. Our Constitution says that all the former principal officers of the National Assembly who were voted on the platform of our party and who are still members of our party are members of their various state executive committee. So Senator Adolphus Wabara, the former BOT chairman, is a member of our ESCO, and as a member of our ESCO, he enjoys the privileges, and he can also be taken up on disciplinary action by that ESCO. Now, when you talk about the former governor of Rivers State, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, he is not a member of our ESCO. That is the first thing we must establish. And then secondly, I did say, to serve a national government, may not necessarily amount to anti-party activities.
Even if that national government is an opposition, is that what you're saying?
Before they accept that appointment, before they accept that appointment, many of them obtain clearance from their political party to serve that government. It is called national service. It is not that somebody is serving his country at a national level does not amount to anti-party. You can only establish anti-party in a situation where you are holding something which that person have said, which that person have done against the party. I am not making a case for the former minister. It is his business and the business of his handlers to defend. But I am bringing this up here because the first thing in justice is to ask, did the former BOT chairman actually did what we claim he did? The answer is yes, he did. He openly declared support, claimed that the governor of Abia State, that his second term is guaranteed. That is anti-party. The second one is that classified as anti-party? Yes, it is classified as anti-party.
Okay, I mean your point. Your point has been established, Mr. Abraham Amah.
Yes, it can be verified.
Even though,
if you go to
I know that
you will see for yourself.
Okay, I mean your point has been very much established. I know that Nigerians watching too will try to understand. I mean how different these scenarios are, even though they seem pretty much intertwined. Where you said one seems to endorse another party verbally, while another one, didn't just endorse, but is even working with the opposition party, and you said both scenarios are different, even though one is suspended, one
is working for the federal government of Nigeria. He is not working
so even if the
party.
Federal government of Nigeria is an opposition during elections, it's fine. Let's go on a quick break, sir. When we return, we'll definitely come back to this issue. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television, and I'm speaking with Mr. Abraham Amah. He's the chairman of Abia State People's Democratic Party. Thank you for staying with me, sir. Let's move slightly away from issues within the PDP and talk about governance in Abia State. I mean, Governor Alex Otti, since he assumed office, as for many residents of the state, they will say he has done pretty much a couple of things, particularly in certain sectors, in the area of infrastructure development, electricity supply, even health. Many would agree or allude to the fact that there are some achievements that he has, been able to, of course, make in those areas. I would like to ask you, as an opposition in the state, so far, is Governor Alex Otti of the Labour Party, do you consider him a threat? Should elections hold?
Well, I must, your people are on ground in Abia State. I want you to ask them to just submit a report to your station. And the report is that, that there is a news all over the place that the government has spent 64 billion to construct 51 new schools, that let them identify one of that 51 schools, just one of them. And then there is also a claim by the government that they have spent 6.5 billion to construct an ICT infrastructure. Tell your people on ground in Abia State to identify anywhere in Abia where a foundation stone laying ceremony have taken place, where that ceremony have just taken place, that whether the building is there is not a problem to you. And then you'll find out that no reports will be submitted to your station. Then you can also find from the National Bureau of Statistics that most states in Nigeria, and particularly Abia State, that because of the suspension on fuel subsidy by the present administration, that singular act have made government to save a lot of money, and that today most state governments, and especially Abia State, receives quadruple of what they used to receive sometime at about February this time, 2023. And then ask your people if they have seen a kind of infrastructure which can be said to have amounted to quadruple development in Abia State. And then also ask your people that there is a story all over, published in various Nigerian newspapers, that the government have sacked over 15,000 workers, and then ask them if that is true. They will tell you it is true. And ask them if the government has been able to create one single job. They will tell you that the government have just proposed for the first time to employ 1,500 or 2,000 teachers, that the process, according to them, is ongoing. So it simply means that at the very best, they have been able to sack over 15,000 workers, and they are only trying to create jobs for 2,000 of that 15,000.
But I'm sorry, I need to come in. I need to come in the area of workers and workers' welfare.
The former governor of Abia State left office, he secured a loan of over 150 million.
I'm sorry, I need to come in the aspect of having workers go. You would also agree. You would also agree that one of the issues that was sort of plaguing the workforce is the issue of ghost workers. Did you hear what I said, sir? You said the current administration fired about 15,000 workers and employed about 20 or so. I'm saying that you would also agree that one of the issues that was plaguing the public service was the issue of ghost workers, which the government tried to sieve out. So wouldn't you also want to say that that's some credit in a way? But that's not even where I'm going with you. Where I'm going is compared to the previous administration.
No, listen, that is your own insinuation.
It's not my insinuation.
The government has not denied the fact that they have sacked over 6,000 people. The government has not denied the fact that they have messed up the civil service, and that they just wake up and just say all directors are suspended and that nothing will be heard about them. And then the next thing you hear is that they have been relieved of their services. That is not civil service procedure. That is what is in place. These are verifiable informations you can find out over there by your people.
All right, let's talk about back to issues within the PDP and even politics generally in the country. Now, there's this fear, or will I say observation, that it appears like we don't have the kind of opposition that Nigeria used to have when PDP was in power and the APC, which is the current administration now, was in the opposition. It appears like opposition is thinning out, and that many members of the opposition are either jumping ship or not as committed in terms of fighting. So the fear of the country snowballing into a one-party state, seems to come up when it comes to political discussions and all. So I'm going to ask you, just recently we had some members of the People's Democratic Party in some state, decamp to the ruling All Progressives Congress. And also looking at the leadership crisis within your party also. Is the PDP, I've asked this severally, is it a sinking ship?
Well, you have just mentioned so many things, but let me begin with the fact that, yes, my party, PDP, is not doing enough. What they are doing today cannot be compared with what the APC did, led by Lai Mohammed. And you see, in government, it is the spokesperson of the opposition party that drives the opposition. And that is where Debo has failed and failed and failed and failed again. Debo is busy castigating fellow party members. Debo is busy speaking against the decision of the state executive committee of the party, but Debo is not ready to engage the present federal government.
So you are saying that your party's national publicity secretary is not doing a good job?
Provide an alternative perspective.
Are you saying that your party's
not doing a good job?
It's not doing, so Mr. Debo is not doing a good job.
Party members have done evaluation of the impact assessments of all our officers at the national level and at the various levels of party structure. I can tell you for free that Debo, our national publicity secretary, is one man who has completely failed to drive the processes, to drive this opposition narrative. He has failed. Because today my party is not offering anything when it comes to the policies of the present government. Because you don't just oppose a government, you provide alternative perspective. You provide alternative narratives.
So are you suggesting it should be removed?
I don't know the last time your media organization had access to any press statements issued by Debo against maybe any policy of this government. Whenever you see that in governors forum,